Well, welcome to our special Water Up Your Bourbon. We aim to up the flavor, not water down your whiskey. Let's get started. In the beginning, water was the foundation, the abode of the Creator. It was on it did his spirits dwell. Interesting quote, right? I saw that when I was looking up adding water to bourbon, and it just appeared, and I thought, like, well, that's just something I've got to put in the quote, and I'll put in the bottom there who actually said it, and actually there's a little more to it than that. I kind of paraphrased. So when I'm researching it, like, well, tap water, mineral water, rainwater, spring water. There's all kinds of water you can add to bourbon, and you don't want to add anything to it that is going to be basically alien to the taste, alien to the flavors that might influence it in a bad way. And we're certainly not flavoring the bourbon by adding water. We're actually trying to break it down a little bit. So as you probably know, most bourbon doesn't come straight out of a barrel or out of a cask. Now, you can buy barrel-proof and cask-strength bourbon. I've got a lot of it back on the shelf. But most standard bourbons are proofed down or diluted with water to get to the proof level they want, the flavor level, and the consistency from bottle to bottle. A lot of distillers use local water. Kentucky's no different. Kentucky has a great limestone aquifer in areas around where distilleries are present. That's where this company came in. Old Limestone. I don't know if you can see the box there. These guys actually don't make, they actually draw spring water from the Kentucky aquifers that are limestone filtered, naturally limestone filtered, and they put it in these 1-liter bottles. Now, I bought this from Amazon. I bought a twin pack, and I think it was $12.99 for 2 liters. And it comes with this little pouring gizmo here and instructions. Believe it or not, you have to have instructions to pour water, apparently. I'm kidding. Actually, the instructions were great because they talked about how much bourbon to pour in your glass and how to dilute it to the right flavor that you're looking for. And just one little sheet, but it was very enlightening. So we've got 1 ounce in all 4 of these glasses. And of course, you probably figured out by now which bourbon we're using, but I wanted to let you know that it wasn't the bourbon I thought that would win. We put out a poll, and we placed 5 bourbons, and one's kind of a bourbon/Tennessee whiskey. And we let you decide, and I just checked it a few minutes ago. Tied for 4th place was Southern Collective Return of the King and the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof. I really thought one of those might do better than 4th place, but they were tied. 3rd place, and this was the real shocker for me, 13th Colony Double Oaked. I thought that would win. That's got the most intense taste and proof that I've ever experienced in a bourbon. And I just thought other people would want to see what that's like. But, you know, it's very hard to find, so maybe that was the issue. Why watch something for bourbon that you can't find, right? 2nd place, which came out of nowhere. I didn't see that. I didn't even see anyone voting for it until I checked a few minutes ago. 2nd place, Stag, batch 22A, otherwise known as Stag Junior. 22A came out early 2023. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. But 1st place was the Larceny C923, which we just did a review and a bourbon fight on. And if you haven't watched that, I won't tell you the outcome of either. Did I like the bourbon and which one won in the fight? We'll put links in the description, and you can go look at those yourself. So the majority wanted to see the Larceny C923. So I got the limestone water, And I got this little guy. And as I'm watching videos on adding water to bourbon, depending on whether you watched an English video or an American video, it was either a pipette or a pipette. I didn't know what these things were. I thought they were funny looking when I saw them. I thought, what they're doing? You know all it is? It's a glass straw. That's all it is. Now, Glencairn, this is the Glencairn product, they put a little, I don't know if you can see that very well, there's actually a little Glencairn glass on the very top there. And then it's a hand-blown straw, and then the side right here is a hole that allows you to, just like you know when you were in school and you would put your straw in a drink and put your thumb over the top and raise it out and then sling it to the guy next door. Yeah, that kind of thing. And so this allows you to drop very carefully, one drop at a time, into your bourbon. And that's what we're going to do tonight. So I put the water, because it's a little easier to handle, in one of my little 1 ounce sample containers. That way I can draw it right out, and it's the perfect height. And that is this limestone water. And like I said, we got 1 ounce of bourbon each, and this is going to be our control point. This is going to stay without water, and we're going to add water to these other 3. So no water for this. We're going to put 2 drops in glass 2, 5 drops in glass 3, and 1/2 of a teaspoon. And I figured this out. 1/2 a teaspoon is almost exactly 30 drops. So we're cranking it up big time. And like I said, I experimented earlier in the day with the Elijah Craig barrel proof and got some good results. So I wanted to see it with the one that you guys picked, and so we're going to do it right now, and we'll show you how we do it. So this is our control. All you have to do is put that in the bottom there and let the water fill up the straw, and then hold it. And then kind of have it at an angle, and release a little bit. 1, 2. And in case you're curious how that looks actually in the bourbon as it hits, I'm going to show you a video right now of when I did the Elijah Craig earlier. So let's roll that beautiful bourbon footage. I don't know if you could see the oil move across the glass. I tried to, circle it. First couple times I looked at it, I couldn't see it. I had to keep blowing it up. But it does. There is a lot of oil in bourbon, and this is no different. And that oil does spread out. So once you put the water in, you're going to need to do one of 2 things. Either swirl it or take a little stirring rod. And because I'm not really a good stirrer yet with my arm, I'm just going to give this a good mix. Put that down. So that's got the 2 drops. Now we're going to put in, try this with 5 drops. And I've been practicing with this. Oh yeah, first couple times I got it wrong. The whole straw would go in there and I couldn't count anything. It seems like a lot, doesn't it? We're going to find out. And give a good stirring. Good stirring. Good stirring. Okay, I've cleared the place a little bit. Now that we've got that all stirred and sitting in there, let's see what the unwatered C923 smells like. Well, that is a boatload of molasses, brown sugar, even mapley kind of. Very sweet smelling. Not a lot of fruit. A fair amount of oak, vanilla, just like it smelled yesterday. Delicious smell, by the way. Let's see if glass 2 smells any different. It does. It smells a little richer. More molasses, less mapley, and that vanilla came through real strong. It does actually smell different than the unwatered. Let's go glass 3. Mostly the same, a little different. The vanilla's still there. The molasses is a little less, I would say. And for our last glass that got the half a teaspoon of water, this one's definitely milder. I still smell the molasses, brown sugar, vanilla. It's hard to pick up the oak now. And the 3 I added water to it, I don't pick up the proof as much as I do in the unwatered. This is definitely a lot milder. The mildest of the 4. Well, that's kind of be expected. I added the most water. So, let's taste the unwatered. Wow, a lot of proof right up front. I thought it was a small sip. It wasn't small enough. A little bit of burn on the back of the throat, but I probably didn't let it sit on my palate long enough. Just a boatload of peppery spice right there, and of course, sweet goodness, maple, brown sugar, vanilla. Wow, lots of spice going on with that. Let's go to glass 2. Forgot to say cheers. Cheers. It's different. The taste is different. I've got a little more sweetness. I really don't pick up the proof. The peppery spice has been lowered. Of course, that could have been enhanced by the proof, but the peppery spice is less. It tastes a little richer and a little sweeter. It really does. Let's try glass 3. This one, just like glass 2, I'm really not picking up the proof as much. Certainly the spice is lowered, but I think the richness is lowered in with this 5 or 6 drops that I got. It's still good. Both 2 and 3 are really smooth for 126 proof bourbon. Isn't that what it is? Yeah, to 126.4. And let's go to the last glass with a splash of water. Cheers again. This is markedly different. It's still sweet, but it's a lot. it has lost a lot of its richness. When I say richness, the maple and molasses, brown sugar richness. So, of the three that we've added water, which one do I like the best? The glass with the 2 drops is my favorite. Now, I could probably, when I was experimenting earlier, I did 3 drops on the Elijah Craig, and I really like that. So I'm thinking maybe add a 3rd drop to this. It would drop it just a hair down with that proof and sometimes the ethanol flavor you get with the high proof. Might drop it down just a hair more. So I'm thinking 3 drops of limestone water for Larceny may be perfect. Put that in. Perfect. So now we'll put these off to the side. Put this off to the side. It boils down to which one do I like best? The unadulterated C923 or the C923 with 3 drops of old limestone mixing water. Go back to the original. Even now, that is after having several sips of this bourbon, diluted or not diluted, it's still, you feel the pepper on your lips. They actually go a little bit numb between the proof and the spice. It's good, but it's sharp. Delicious, but it is sharp. Go back to our 3-drop solution. Oh man, that's good. It actually tastes sweeter and richer. Our 3-drop solution smells better than the Larceny straight out of the bottle. That a little bit of limestone water, and I taste it. It's a high mineral water. It's got just I can't describe it. It coats your mouth. The water does. It's not. It's bland, but it's not sharp. The water is smooth. Go back to 3-drop. That's good. Yeah, even drinking this now, you get that tingling across the lips. It a little bit more ethanol taste, and something about that, it just not smooth. The 3-drop Larceny is better than the no-drop Larceny. The winner tonight is the Larceny C923 with 3 drops of old limestone water. Much better. I can't explain it. It just doesn't have the bite that the out of the bottle has. It's smoother, richer, more flavorful. I enjoy it more. So, we hope you will like this video, comment, and share, and please hit the subscribe button. And hopefully this thing is not 26 minutes long. We'll have to cut it down a little bit so you can enjoy it and get something out of it. We hope that you will experiment on your own with limestone mixing water or water of your choice, just not out of the tap. So, as always, please drink responsibly, never drink and drive, and we'll see you next time.